So, on that note, welcome back, soldiers of the unseen crowd, to the Wizard Nerdcast, where we are quite known to disappear when you look away. So, try not to. As always, I'm Jane, just the janitor, nothing to see here, along with the rest of the oddly out-of-place cleaning crew.
Marion the Barbarian.
Tadeli.
And yes, we have shaken, not stirred.
Thanks for
I
correcting
had
me.
to come the cliche there. I'm sorry.
Shaken, not stirred, eh?
This week, we've got quite a plethora of things to talk about. Mare has put together an espionage flavored game for us to play about spy terminology. Doesn't have a name because we suck at wordplay.
Tastes like metal and flak jackets. Espionage
There
flavor.
may or may not be a DK Hudson fact. We'll find out. And as usual, we've got a new WTF that is really going to flip your lid.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Ew. We all brought plenty of intelligence to trade, so to speak. So let's not
Your
waste any
hand
time.
is like a baseball mitt.
It's like...
Look at that thing. Your hand looks like that thing from fucking Total Recall that wanted to put the hand in. Your handprint for that.
Nelly probably really just loves bear claws. I imagine
You are what you eat.
Pam from Archer.
Anytime I hear bear claws, I think of Skeeter from Doug. Because I remember he had a bear claw in one of the episodes.
Yeah.
And that's where I first heard of bear claws.
They're fucking delicious.
They are.
Not a fan of the almond paste stuff.
What?
You
The
like
almond
you like
stuff?
marzipan though.
Marzipan?
Yeah.
I don't know what
Not
any of this
big-
stuff is you're
not
talking about.
Almond flavor. You know what
I'm not
bear claw is?
Disgusting.
Yeah.
I hate almond flavored anything.
I don't.
You
I
haven't
don't-
had marzipan though.
Oh, wait, let me
You
rephrase
just
that. I like
ate a
almonds
almond-
in my chocolate, but
I was
that's
saying you
it.
just ate an almond Hershey.
That I had to freeze
Or with
because it was
almonds and
mushy.
everything.
You're saving the wrapper in your pocket.
Of course I have it.
I gotta lick it
lick
later.
Listen,
Cherish the memories.
Slurp.
unless I get Taco Bell on the way home.
Yo, you might not have to soon.
Yo, how crazy
Taco
is that?
Bell delivery.
That is insane.
That should be a what the fuck.
You would be the fattest vegan
Me?
around, yeah.
Not a vegan.
I'm not
I
a
would
vegan.
not-
I'm not even a
I mean,
vegetarian
Paul-
anymore. I'm a pescatarian.
Pescatarian, I apologize.
I just
Don't
fuck
I don't know
everyone.
the
I'm
difference.
a pes-
Slowly
He's
breaking
been a
down the will.
pescatarian for a while now, and I always yell at him for it when he says I'm a vegetarian. I'm like, no, you're
All
not.
right, you're going to be
It's
the
just-
fattest pescatarian around.
It's just because I just hate that conversation where I say, like, hey, do you want some fucking beef? And I'm like, no, I'm a pescatarian. Thank you though.
What's a pescatarian?
And, exactly. And then I'm just like, oh, it's like a vegetarian, but I eat fish. Why is it pesc? Well, because pesc is the
Is the
Latin
f-
word
for
for fish,
fish.
like Pisces, pesc, you know. And it's like, oh, okay. Fuck off. It's just like,
That didn't seem
Why
like
do you
that
only
hard of a
eat fish?
conversation.
yeah, but
Yeah, but
compare
when
it
you
to
have it-
I'm a vegetarian. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and walks away
There's
from
never
it.
an
Everybody
okay. It's
knows
just why.
that it's
You
okay
live in
to
Philly,
eat
man,
fish
home of the cheesesteaks.
Oh.
because they don't have any
Home of
feelings.
delicious cheesesteaks.
It always leads to a long conversation either way. Like, how long you been doing that? Like,
Yeah, so why lie to him?
Yeah, how's that going for
so
you?
You know what,
and then,
though?
and then without fucking fail, like, I'm a vegetarian, so you can't eat like cheese and stuff. It's like,
Well, no, you know what it is, and I'm guilty of doing it to you. It's just you say it, and like you once it registers in the guy's brain, like in my brain, I go, all right, now I have questions. Like
it's because I don't really. I
Like,
guess
why?
Right.
since I've been doing it for so long and I know the delineations,
Right.
like I don't think about the fact that before I became a vegetarian, well, a vegan and then a vegetarian and then a pescatarian.
yeah.
If someone told me they were vegetarian, I was just like, yeah, you're a fucking vegetarian. You just don't eat. You're a hippie that lives in the forest
His
and you dance
life-
around with wolves.
Do you remember the last meat product you ate?
No,
No.
honestly.
What was your favorite?
Well, it was before I went to fucking fish. It was fish. Like that's the thing I missed most. But now that I'm back to fish, if I could eat one thing, like what I miss most.
Chicken.
No.
Do you remember
I never liked.
Cheese.
Yeah, I remember the flavors and everything because
Yeah.
I'll smell it and it'll make me remember what it tastes like. Most
Mm-hmm.
of taste is smell anyway.
That's why I felt bad when she was making them steaks.
It doesn't bother me.
Where I was like, oh man, that's gotta suck for
They
him,
were
dude.
good.
They just smell delicious.
It kind
Yeah.
of grosses me out a little bit, honestly.
I bet.
But I try not to make a deal about it, you know, because it's whatever. It doesn't really bother me that
Well, now
much.
that we know.
Yeah.
Well, now we can't cook anything.
I'm kind of a bitch, so I will. There's been a couple times where I've sat across from him, like digging into the flesh of the animal I'm eating, just looking at him in
Sexy.
the eye. You know what I mean? He deep down is not a vegetarian.
I was fucking.
You don't
10
give a
years
shit
running.
about the animals.
One day you're gonna walk in and there's gonna be Taco Bell wrappers everywhere because they
Or
delivered.
cheeseburger
Yeah,
wrappers.
and then he's just like on the floor, spread out,
Right.
his sleeveless McCain shirt rolled up above his stomach. I can't eat anymore.
He's got the
I'm
sweat.
sorry. Yeah.
After I tore the sleeves off this shirt, I really wanted to write like my own slogan beneath the McCain symbol, and like I kept thinking of ones, but it was all based in rhyming.
It's also slightly off.
It's a
centered.
skew.
Yeah.
It's a skew.
And it's like a bad photocopy would look like.
It was obviously made
Poorly?
by people who didn't give a shit and just wanted to make some money.
Yeah.
Made by people that ran a 7-Eleven franchise.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
It looks like people that would like be selling shirts outside of a convention.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
exactly,
in the
yeah.
parking lot of the Phillies game.
$10 a piece.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got your McCain 2-8 shirts.
I really wanted
2 for 10.
to write insane in the above it, and then underneath
McCain.
insane in the brain, like insane
is-
in the McCain, insane in the brain,
That is
or like
so good. Then
I-
you're insane in the
like
brain.
underneath it, man on the brain, man, like McCain, man on the brain, man.
Dude, that is so great. I'm sorry. I walked in your door tonight and went, there's no sleeves on your shirts.
Well, it's because she fucking dared me.
I technically didn't dare him. I just told him he couldn't.
Well, then
All
that's,
he's missing
that's a
right now is
dare.
a trucker hat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I
And
said,
jean shorts.
Blue jeans,
Like
or
I said,
jean
it,
shorts.
I said it earlier, but just for our listeners to know, he does look like a John Wayne Gacy victim.
Yeah, a
In the
little bit.
making.
Yeah,
A little bit.
it's just because I don't care about this shirt. I voted for Obama.
I have an Obama shirt.
Oh wait, no, I didn't vote for Obama. I voted Libertarian. Because
You wasted your
I want to
vote.
throw away my vote.
Yeah, obviously.
No, it's because I
Ralph
believe in
Nader.
it, and you never know.
I
It
don't
could
vote.
be the year where it goes fucking bananas.
No.
Ralph Nader was Green Party, wasn't he?
Yep, that's why I voted.
I would
okay.
I would
Don't
rather at that point you don't it doesn't matter.
That's the only time I ever voted. Was
I
when I
believe in
voted for Ralph Nader.
libertarianism more
Ralph
than I
believe in the
Nader
others,
because
that's why.
he wanted to make weed legal and he was all about it and he had some cool points too. And I was like, yeah, I'm voting. Haven't voted for
Fucking
anybody
Ross
else.
Perot.
I
Yo.
didn't even vote for Obama. I didn't vote. Like
I would
I
vote.
never voted.
I would
and
vote
don't
if it
plan on
mattered.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
it doesn't though because that shit is rigged and you know it. And they're
Yeah.
all like, vote. It makes a difference. No, the fuck.
Right, that's
Vote
the
or
point.
die, motherfucker.
Vote or suck my dick. Get out of my face.
It doesn't-
Shut up, Puff Daddy.
Yes. Puff Daddy.
Remember the vote or die campaign?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I'll
MTV
get that.
tried. But then again, the government owns MTV.
Remember when Bill Clinton went on MTV and like had kids ask him questions? That was a huge deal.
That was big.
Yeah.
Nobody ever did that before.
I know. Everyone was just like, "All right, Clinton,
Yeah.
yeah, the kids."
And then he
Like,
got a
I like it.
blowjob in the office, and then everybody was like, "Fucking right."
Oh no! A guy got a blowjob from a
Oh,
girl
no.
that wasn't his wife.
Oh, no.
Oh shit! That doesn't happen every single day
Yeah, I
to
was
1,000
gonna say.
people.
Oh no, he got caught doing things that any guy would do.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
You get a chance to get a blowjob in the Oval Office.
Would you?
Yeah.
Would you
Yes.
smoke a cigar
Yes.
that was up a woman's pussy?
Yeah.
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 I mean,
Yeah.
it depends
That's
on the
some
woman.
baller ass shit.
Is it is it like dry now, or like is it like really soggy and I can't get it lit?
It's dry,
Which end
but
did
it's
he
been
stick
dipped
in?
a few times.
Which
like
end
you
did he
dip it
stick
once,
in?
let it dry, dip it
Are we
again, let it
talking-
dry.
are
Did
we
it say
talking-
which end he stuck in? Like, did he stick
I think the
in
mouth end.
The mouth
Well,
end?
I think just the
Closed
whole
it.
thing, just like he pushed it in, like
And so you just pushed it back out?
yeah.
Did it come out
The
gift
girl
wrapped?
did
Like
How
with
girls
force?
shoot the ping pong balls and shit.
Wow.
She shot it out and just like right into his mouth. He just waited for it.
How
and
did
just
she light it? How did she light it?
He lit it.
He lit it.
He's the man.
No, she lit it
Are we
with her
talking-
pussy.
Oh.
No,
Man,
there
you
is
had
this
good taste.
woman.
I
There was
would've
this
smashed
woman that
Lewinsky
used to
back then.
travel with
She was a cute little chubby chick.
some bands that I like Dr. Dog and the Black Lips and stuff. She used to stick
Dr. Dog.
butane cans like up her pussy, and she would sit there with the butane can up there.
Why?
And light it and shoot fire
Why?
out of her vagina.
What?
Because people loved it.
Of course, people love it.
Come see the girl shooting flames out of her junk.
I'm
Tell
more
me
impressed
you
by the
would go see that
butane can
show.
up
Yeah.
there.
Like that's
No,
gotta be
what,
like
skinny.
I want to see
Oh,
a donkey
yeah.
show, so I mean, I would
No,
gladly
good.
see
The
it.
last time she
I
ever
would
did
fuck-
it,
I would watch a donkey show.
she went on
I wouldn't
stage.
like, enjoy it.
She went on stage saying, "This is the last time I'm gonna do this." Last time she did it, apparently maybe it was a faulty can or something, but that shit burst into flames. So like her pussy went
no.
up.
No.
That's
it
definitely the
shot
last
out.
time you do that.
Shot
Yeah.
out of her, like, and into the crowd.
The pussy shot out of her?
Yeah, no.
That was her manager. Like, last time, huh? I'll make sure of that.
Yeah.
He just like pokes a
Poked
hole
a
in it
couple
right
pinholes
before.
in
Like, oh, Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
Was there a competitor she was going against? Was
It's
this
just two girls
just a
shooting
Tanya
flames.
Harding incident?
no, this is just a chick that travels with bands that did a lot of drugs all the time.
Yeah.
No, you know who does a lot of drugs? Apparently, was it? Deaf mime? Is that what you had today?
What?
Oh, Mare's
A deaf
fucking-
mime.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
So I met a deaf mime today.
please
And,
please explain.
So this guy, he came up and you know, I first, you know, said, "Hey, how's it going, man?" And he like gestured towards his ears and like did the no symbol, and I was just like, "All right, cool. I've dealt with deaf people before."
Right.
And but then he walks up.
Yeah, you ignore them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They're not saying anything.
I just start saying shit out loud when they're
Yeah,
not looking at
you
me.
talk you talk louder at them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he turns away. Hey, motherfucker. But then he pulls out his what is just like a wallet in quotes, which is a rubber band around some money and a bunch of information. And he pulls out a Virginia driver's license. And he gestures towards it and like points to himself, and I was like, "Oh, you're from Virginia?" And he's just like, "Yeah." And he was just like, "Well, no." Like I was just like, "Okay." And
He
like,
wants to make it difficult.
yeah. And so what he does then is he pulls out this. It looks like a pamphlet, you know, like a trifold pamphlet,
Yeah.
and it has a picture of a mime with curly hair on the front, and it's black and white and shit. And he takes it out and he points at the picture, and then he points at himself. And this dude's really old, like he has gray, really curly hair, but it's like kind of long too, so it's kind of silly looking.
Right.
And he has like the biggest eyes, like big blue eyes, and he's like an old man, got to be in his late 50s, early 60s. And he's just kind of like an adorable old man, you know? And he's just like, you know, like all happy pointing at it. And I was just like, "Oh, really?" You know, like nodding my head. That's kind of
Yeah.
cool. And then he opens it up and starts pointing at words and shit, and like it's a little biography on him inside there.
Oh, that is cool.
And it says he was born in America, deaf. And I was just like, okay. And then he points to performed at Carnegie Hall, and I was just like,
What?
okay. Like I was just like, that's kind of interesting. And then he gestures up here, and it says was trained by Marcel Marceau, which, if you know, like I did a little magic, so I hung out with really nerdy people. But Marcel
Little bit.
Marceau, in the mime world, which is a very small world, admittedly, that's the dude. Like that's
I've
fucking
actually that
crazy.
name is actually familiar.
yeah,
to me.
that's
Yeah.
Harry Houdini
Yeah.
in the
Of
mime world.
mimes,
Yeah.
yeah.
He studied under him in France.
That's
In
crazy.
Paris. And like he's pointing to shit and my eyes are just like widening. I'm like just like, "Oh my God." And he points to Marcel Marceau, and I like point at it. I was like, "Yeah, really?" And he's just like, yeah. And then like he does this goofy little thing, walks away and kind of like leans up on an imaginary box like that, and I'm just like, "All right, man." And like we talk a little more. Talk in quotes. He starts writing stuff down for me, and he's saying he writes suing the city. And I was just like, why? You know, I wrote down why. And he was just like, they're refusing to give me housing. I'm suing for discrimination. And I was just like, that's really strange, man. I was like, I'm sorry to hear that. And he's just like, I'm totally broke now. And I was just like, really? And he's just like, I used to work in Paris. And I was just like, I saw from the Marcel
Right.
Marceau thing you pointed out. And he wrote down per day. And I was just like, oh, he's going to tell me like how much he would make per day. And he wrote 500-800. And I was like, 500 to 800? And he was like, per day. He pointed to per day again. And I was like, holy shit, man. Like, and then he pointed again to Paris. And I was just like, yeah, the French people do love fucking mimes, you know? Like, and then, but it was great. And so we finished the business. And like, I started thinking while I was doing it, I was like, this guy totally took a hold of his disability. I was just like, what a perfect thing to do for someone who's deaf is to become a fucking mime. Like, it's fucking genius. Like, this guy's a genius. And not only that, but apparently fucking great at it. And then he starts flipping through that little knot he had full of like information. It was all IDs, like all state IDs. And he held up Kansas. And then he held up a Paris, France driver's license. And then he held up a Canadian driver's license.
Canadian.
And he's spent time everywhere. He just travels and does the mime
crazy.
shit. And I was like, this is so fucking cool. So after we finished everything, he starts walking away, and then he like spins on his heel back to me with like a big smile on his face, and he like walks up kind of goofy, and like again huge smile on his face, like this adorable old man, and he reaches up and grabs something like imaginary, of course, and he takes a bite out of it like that. And I'm like, oh, I was like, oh, it's a fucking apple. I'm like, all right, cool. And then he's like, put out your hand. You know, he gestures for me to put out my hand. I put out my hand, hands it to me. I'm like, all right. And he goes, you know, eat it. Like points at his mouth. And I was like, all right. I take a bite. And he makes this disgusting face. And he's like, no. He shakes his head like that and makes a disgusting face. And he grabs it from me. And then he puts his hand up through it and does this little signal for that it's full of worms. I was like, oh my God, like this dude just made my fucking day.
That is fucking awesome.
And then he like waved at me. He gave me the thank you in sign language, and I did it back. I was like, no, thank you, man. Like, you know, and like he just walked out, and I never saw him again. And I was like, that was the best fucking thing that's ever happened to me. That
came
guy's
in
fucking
today.
weird.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was today.
He might come back later.
I don't know. He might have gotten lost and come back. What do I
I'm
know?
deaf.
That is great.
But yeah, it was just the weirdest fucking. It's like those little shit, like that weird fucking transcendental experiences that I'll totally remember forever, just because it was the weirdest fucking thing. Like,
How old do you think that pamphlet was that he was traveling around?
it was
with?
from '73.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah. It's fucking. Or no. That wasn't from '73. The Paris license he showed me was from '73.
Oh, okay. Still, those pictures.
It's. I mean, he was in fucking Carnegie Hall and shit, you know, and
That's
like he was
incredible.
miming and shit, like in the office.
Most of the time, you want to see the mime get crushed by the box they're in. Like,
Nah, he was like a genuinely cool dude with like a huge smile on his face and like telling me all this terrible shit that's happening to him, and still
What
like
the
just like
fuck?
super happy and like a total performer. Like he just likes to make people laugh.
maybe
like,
we
and
can
I
get
was
him on for an
cracking up.
interview.
All right, he's writing. He's writing.
He's writing. There's an
he's
answer.
writing in cursive. His handwriting's not great.
You guys are Hillary? Hilarious.
Ah. That's fucking great.
Yeah, I love that. That was fucking awesome.
Well, at least he can't listen to us make fun of him.
That ain't right. That ain't right at all.
So you have,
Neither is
you have
regular
like
Nick Fury.
good experiences with strangers on the street.
Yeah, I just
I
want
have good experiences like that.
No, I
Like,
don't. I get
it's
fucking.
always like people getting grilling you up or staring at my ass.
I get
Like,
fucking weird ladies fucking grabbing me at Redner's, telling me Jesus loves me and shit, and I'm like,
That was great.
no, he doesn't. Like, look at this. Look
Look at me.
Right? If he, come on, all right.
Come on.
You're yanking my chain. Who's paying you?
I don't know. I maybe it's the way you view those moments, because I kind of like when like old black ladies are like Jesus loves you. It's just like he
Oh.
probably
It
doesn't.
wasn't a black lady.
Oh, who was it?
It was a white lady.
Oh, even better.
Ha-ha,
That's
judgment.
weirder. No, it's just
No,
unusual.
but she was just like making it a point. Like, no, she's like, I had just felt the need as soon as I seen you to tell you that Jesus. I'm like,
because you have dreads and you look like you
Like-
smoke weed.
and in Redner's
And,
and Salem.
I like when
Very
strangers. It's not that they think they can, but
No, they think they can.
they try to save me, and it's just like I don't believe it. I don't buy into it at all. But there's a part of me that's just like they totally believe it.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're coming to me and trying to help me with what they think is right is kind of cool. Like it's just like, well, thanks, but you know, I don't believe that at all. But it's just like that's pretty chill of you to do, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's two types of people that come up to you on the street talking about Jesus. The ones that genuinely they want to save you, but like aren't gonna push their shit on you. You know?
Yeah, they're
Like,
not really
well,
gonna save you when the
God
rapture
bless
comes.
you and have a nice day, and they go about their business.
That shit,
but then
yeah.
you have the other ones that are like, you want this
The
pamphlet?
Jehovah's Witnesses.
You're going to go to hell if you don't follow this shit. Like Pentecostals, man, they let
Pentecostals.
every other
You sound like you've
religion
had
in the
a-
world,
It's more than
man.
one costal.
Now, then
Yeah.
there's the
There's
third
Five
kind.
Costals.
Then there's the third kind that will talk to you for 20 minutes about it, and then you got a cigarette.
Yeah, right, yeah.
You got a pamphlet?
I knew a Jehovah's Witness once, and she was cool as shit. But like then she explained it to me one time, like what they think and stuff like that. And then she starts explaining how they don't celebrate birthdays, they don't celebrate holidays.
Yeah, nothing.
They like
The girl I was in a band with, April, she's a Jehovah's Witness, and yeah, she was telling me about that shit too. It's kind of weird, and like I feel like every Jehovah's Witness, especially if they're around our age, is a Jehovah's Witness by association only. like just by birthright. You know, a lot of them are just like, yeah, I'm a Jehovah's Witness, but if you're having a birthday, let me know. You know,
Yeah,
like, you
right,
know?
exactly.
It's like, I'll come to your fucking birthday. You know?
If you're getting drunk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I never really understood birthdays, to be honest with you.
How many birthdays have you had?
like
One.
Yeah, right.
That and like, shouldn't a mother be celebrated? Like, she did the work.
Yeah,
It's
Mother's
Mother's Day.
I'm just
Mother's Day.
Who gives a shit about Mother's Day? Come on.
Mothers.
Not, yeah.
But-
I think every birthday you should be forced to deliver a baby.
Excuse me.
not like have one, but I mean deliver one, like or receive one. I don't know what the doctors do. They deliver a baby, you know?
I don't want to do that.
I know.
It's all
That's what I'm saying.
screaming
How
and gooey.
yeah, let's
Ugh.
Mine
relive what
wasn't.
your parents
Yeah, right.
went through for you.
She wants one.
You know what's interesting though? If you think about this
You see
shit.
the way she handles the cat?
Yeah, throw it at the couch.
So your birthday is, you know, the day you were born.
Right.
So wouldn't the first anniversary of that actually be your second birthday?
Yeah, that's
Because you were
Thing.
born the day you were born, and that's number
Exactly.
one. So
Yeah.
technically, we're all one birthday ahead.
Isn't that how they do it in like one of them Asiatic countries? They start and you're not a year old until you celebrate your first birthday.
That's all
like,
about the
You're
anniversary.
zero until you're a year
That's
old.
what I'm saying. That's
like-
not just an anniversary. Because it's not, like you said, it's not your birthday.
No,
it's
just
an aging day.
it's a
Like,
celebration.
celebrating 1 year of living.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, you survived this long. Good
Now you're
job.
another year closer to death.
No,
Like-
I don't give a fuck about getting older or celebrating survival.
more year
I
to
just
get
care
mature.
about a week-long vacation of getting drunk. I just want to. It's just a
You want
reason to
spring
drink.
break. Is
That's
what
all
you
it
want.
is. Yeah.
Spring break.
No, it's more like losing that risk.
Something you're familiar with.
Yes. While forgetting it.
Yeah.
Cheers to me.
Glug, glug, glug. Oh, man.
Party time.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Did we just freeze?
What?
Nothing. It just got real quiet real quick. I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Well,
You need to hit that fucking bowl.
You need to pass it correctly.
It was right there, and I
on the edge of the table. First of all,
listen.
Right, this
I
is-
just want to point out that the bowl has been knocked over twice tonight, and I haven't been involved with it.
I just want to point out
What?
that I don't give a fuck what you say right now.
I'm just saying.
I brought you fucking chocolate.
You didn't bring us chocolate.
I brought her chocolate because the demon is inside of her.
Trying to claw its way out.
You should have brought it to us.
Look, don't make it tear. It's fucking bloody it's a bloody entrance from the gates of Crimsonia.
Ooh,
and shit. All right? You don't want-
Crimsonia.
You don't want the murder to start happening.
What are
Really?
the people from Crimsonia called?
The Crimsonians.
Crimsonians?
How do they
Lady
act? Like,
Crimson Knights.
Yeah.
They're bitchy all the time.
See, Crimsonites is nice.
Yeah,
I like
Crimson
that.
Knights.
Crimsonites.
Crimson Knights.
Crimsonians.
When you guys have vaginas that bleed once a month, you can name it. All right.
Crimsistas.
And the people that live there.
Crimsisus. I like that.
well, my
Crimson
asshole
is-
bleeds like on a daily basis. What do I get the
I love
name?
Mr. Garrison
Fucking
said, fucking, I don't
Uranus.
trust
I
anything that
don't
bleeds for
know.
7 days and doesn't die.
Yes, that is the greatest.
I don't understand it.
That's what fucking the Native Americans would put them in teepees and shit. Like, they'd be like, you sit in here on a white rag until you're done.
Eskimos used to push them out on ice.
Yeah,
They
we-
worshipped them, though, when they were on their period, but they'd still, like, kind of put them in
I know,
the
they
hut.
push their
Well-
old people out on ice, though, don't they?
Who?
The
Eskimos?
Eskimos and shit, like when they're too old to hunt. They put them on a chunk of
Yeah,
ice
you
and
get to
just-
a certain age and then they
Hunt this, asshole.
Now you going to
I saw that in this movie, North.
North?
Yeah, North.
No, I've never heard of it.
A
Awesome
Child by
movie.
Kanye West.
No.
So ridiculous.
Fucking Elijah Wood. It was like when he was a kid, and he like
Baby
got away from his
Wood.
parents. Like
Oh,
he
like ran away? Or
no.
He got away.
Emancipation?
Emancipation, yeah.
He escaped.
And then he had to go around to all these different countries and see new parents.
Oh, I think I remember that.
Yeah, it's called North.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Bruce Willis was in it.
yeah.
And his parents
Yeah.
were George and Lane.
That was
from
like an
Seinfeld.
early 90s
shit.
movie,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
That movie was awesome.
Oh, that was
Not-
such a
not
weird
ringing a bell.
movie.
Not ringing a bell.
Yeah, wow. All right. That was Elijah Wood, huh? Shit, I gotta fucking look that up. I kind of dug that movie.
That was an awesome movie.
Yeah.
You probably-
Anyone see any good movies lately?
No.
Wolf Cop.
Yeah, I saw Wolf Cop.
Oh, yeah.
We saw Wolf
all
Cop.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
first of all, spoilers. Wolf Dick.
Yo, wolf dick and a
Wolf,
butt sucking it.
motherfucker, no. Dick, and then exploding into wolf dick.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
And I knew you were gonna fucking say that. That's fucking
Ho-
12 Shades, motherfucker. I
Holy
knew that's why
fuck!
you like that
I
movie.
was just handing out my shades.
Look, stop thinking you're the king of shades. You are a
Look, I
shade.
gotta be the king of something.
You're a shade.
Yo, Wolf Cop
yeah,
was.
deadly no shade.
It was so bad, it was good. Like I would seriously watch that again.
I thought it was fun, but it was kind of fucking terrible.
It was.
You remember G4, that one dude, when he was talking about movies, he would recommend buy, rent, or pass.
Right. Yeah.
And I'd like to think of this movie.
Wasn't that a
similar-
Hardwick thing?
No, it wasn't Hardwick.
No?
It was that dude with the gray hair. He was a little older. But I like to think Wolf Cop
There's
falls
people
right in
older than
between
Chris
pass
Hardwick?
and rent, where it's just like if your friend has it and you got nothing to do,
Yeah.
watch it. Like,
Yeah, but now
it'll be
there's
fun.
another option. There's the Netflix option. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
If you have Netflix and you've got nothing else to
Ask
watch,
Max.
give Wolf Cop a shot.
Ask Max on Netflix.
Yeah.
Sometimes he gets it right.
That was
Barely.
it was so bad. I thought it was so bad it was good.
I loved it. I love
I love
that
the
shit.
no. You know what I love, and it wasn't the movie. It was just they put him in really baggy clothes.
Yeah.
I don't, and then he filled it out when he was the
Yeah.
wolf. And I don't know if it was intentional or not. But as soon as I saw the dude come on the screen for the first time, I looked over at my brother and I went, "This dude looks like a fucking wolf."
Yeah.
Like this had to have been intentional.
Yeah, no, he
You know
was
what?
funny.
Let's do this comparison. What would you rather watch more, that or Stop or My Mom Will Shoot?
Stop or my mom.
Stop or my mom will shoot.
That movie must suck then. I'm not even
Yeah.
bothered.
I
It's-
love Stop or my mom.
it's
will
not
shoot.
I do love that
fantastic.
movie too,
Yeah.
but like,
I think it's
Come
worth
on.
the watch.
I
No,
think
it's definitely
like I
worth
said,
the watch.
If your friends got it, or like if you have Netflix and you got nothing else to watch it.
And then you're
You'll
watching
enjoy
wolf
yourself.
sex in a prison cell.
Yeah,
So
that
great.
scene was so fucking long. That was
Yo,
my
that
favorite.
was like at least a solid 5 to 10
Yo.
minutes of wolf.
No,
fucking.
it was
It
like
was-
2 or 3
it
minutes.
was-
But still,
yeah.
2 or 3 minutes in movie time is
It's a
fucking
long
lot.
5 to
time.
10 minutes.
Yeah. No, you know
It
what
was-
though?
that was my favorite part of the movie because it had me genuinely laughing like the whole time because that just fucking music and like their
The
kisses.
candles! There were candles!
All of a sudden,
Yes!
too. Like there were fucking candles around and
No, as soon as I
just
saw that
kept
chick, I'm
going.
like, we're seeing her tits. And then,
Oh, yeah.
like, they're fucking, and I'm like, we're really not going to see her tits? And then it was just blam everywhere.
wolf hands all over.
Yes,
them,
they
like,
were all. Oh my god, that was amazing.
Today, I just heard your pants.
Yo, that was so. It was so ridiculous. So ridiculous. Oh, and it's getting a sequel. You know that?
Is it?
It's getting a sequel.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm glad. It'll
not
be
even
like
Napoleon
the Toxic
Dynamite got a
Avenger.
sequel, did it?
No.
That
But it
movie-
was very like Toxic Avenger-esque.
That's
Like,
what that's what
trash
my brother
movie
said to me
that
going
just
in.
goes for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it knew what it was and then just
Yeah.
fucking like nailed it.
Yeah.
Here's a question. I was just thinking about the spy theme and shit. Is there going to be
Announce
another
it, why don't
James
you?
Bond movie coming out?
Yeah, Spectre.
Spectre?
Spectre.
I just had a feeling. I was just like,
Yeah.
it's been just long enough where we should have heard about
Mhm.
I don't,
It's
it's
like
not
one every
supposed to be
year.
that dude,
or
is
some
it?
shit.
Daniel Craig.
I don't think it's gonna be because
No, he's in it.
Okay.
There's a
They signed him on for 2 more movies.
I don't know about
Because
that.
I read
but
something where some black dude was supposed to be a James Bond.
Idris Elba.
Yeah.
A
And they
lot of
turned him
people have
down.
been petitioning for Idris Elba. The only problem with
That'd
him
be
is
really cool.
I think it would be great, but by the time Craig's movie runs up, they're saying Elba would be like in his 50s. And I mean,
That's true. Like for all the action.
right,
shit,
right,
you know?
right. And then like, how long can you go when you're in your 50s when it's like a 4-year stretch between movies?
I don't know. Sean Connery.
This
Connery didn't do it, and it was
I
have
feel like
you
Sean
heard?
Connery's never been younger than 50.
That's true.
for us.
He just
Yeah,
stuck there. Yeah.
Same with Morgan.
Yeah, it was just and fucking Leslie Nielsen. They were all just born
Yes.
old, and Steve Martin.
And Liam
Yes.
Neeson.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
most
no, I've
people
seen
that
it,
are
yeah.
old
Bob
that we've
Barker.
always known as old.
yeah, but you know what though?
Willis.
That's because when we came into the generation, they looked a certain way, and that's how they looked the rest of their lives.
There was this writer that was on the
Ew.
Nerdist, and Hardwick and him were talking about it was Myra, I think, we're talking about their James Bond theories.
Yeah.
And Myra has an idea that
Oh, I feel
James
like I heard
Bond
this.
is a Time Lord.
I love. Yes, I have.
Yeah.
That is
It's
an
like, 'cause he
amazing
regenerates his
theory.
face. And the other dude that was on there, he's just like, oh, I actually wrote a perspective script about that. He's just like, you have the new James Bond, and like someone's attacking MI5, and it starts off with that, and like the place explodes, and then you just see him like fading in and out, and then you see 2 figures walk up and lean over him, and it's Pierce Brosnan and Sean Connery, and you find out that the James Bond thing is not a person, but just a
project.
name.
It's a title.
It's a title that they give to different people throughout time, and they all come back and do like a team up thing, and it's like, holy fuck, that would
Time
be
Lord
great.
style.
Like if they got
that'd
all the James Bonds together, Pierce
That
Brosnan,
was
Sean
so
Connery,
cool.
even the other ones.
The other one, Roger Dalton.
Dalton, thank you. That's the one I always forget.
Oh man, they were gold. I love the older ones. I genuinely really do dig the old ones.
Moonraker's my favorite. I don't know why.
Dude, Goldfinger was my favorite.
Goldfinger was pretty cool.
Goldfinger.
They're all cool.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
they
yeah,
are. They
they're
were
all cool.
style.
What was-
They're still stylish today.
What was the one with Tattoo and Odd Job?
Oh
You
fuck.
only live twice?
No, it was. It's never. Fuck.
Never Say Die.
Was it? Yeah, it was Never Say Die.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was Never Say Die.
Either way, that was a good one too. Odd Job was a cool
The
villain.
villains were the best,
Yeah.
man. They were so great, and they had the nameplay. Like
I
it
like
was-
Octopussy. Like,
right.
my name's Octopussy.
It's a perfect
Well.
example of what happened between noir comics
Noir.
and superhero comics. It's
Yes,
like that's
it's-
how that transition happened. It's right before Dick Tracy where it started leaning a little more towards superhero-ish,
Yes.
where they were villains, like, and unique ones at that. And it's just like, it's just still believable enough. It's just like,
They
all
still
right,
ha-
Jaws has got that
Yeah,
weird
Jaws.
thing.
Like, I was gonna say.
But then by the time I got into Brosnan, the gadgets were so ridiculous of the
Oh.
things
He
that he
turned
could
into
do.
Batman.
Yeah, right. Exactly. He was
Yeah.
Batman in a fucking suit.
But to be fair,
Batman
that's,
with balls, dude.
that,
Like,
that,
yeah,
the
you show
gadgets
my
are
face.
part of James Bond's thing, and as time goes by and as the future progresses, James Bond is going to get more technologically advanced.
No, right. But then the whole point of the Craig quote unquote reboot was they wanted to take that away because they thought it got ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then they grounded the shit out of it. But then the last movie we got Q and we got some gadgets.
I love the gadgets. Like, the gadgets
so
are
do
a
I.
huge,
The fun,
huge
yeah.
part of me. I like the fact that they always give them gadgets that are, like, oddly situational. Like, they know what's going to happen. Like, here's a pen that will only hold up to, like, 5 tons of ice. So, and there's a tiny hole
It
there,
always
stick it
comes
there.
in perfectly handy.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
exactly what you need
and
at
it's
the
all
weirdest moment.
it's all one use shit too. It's
Yeah.
just like you can use this pretty much once, and it's just like, oh, here's that one scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
done.
Gum that will hold down specific work boots. Like,
were
it's,
You were saying that before we recorded this, you were having a hard time coming up with other spy shit other than James Bond shit.
What other spy movies?
Well,
Think about it.
I think we should play a small little fun round of name a spy
Mr.
movie.
and Mrs. Smith.
All right.
Triple X.
Okay, DK.
I was a spy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
spies.
Get smart.
Oh my god, I
That
love
was a
Get
good
Smart.
show. That was big on gadgets too.
Yes,
Get
it
Smart
was.
kind of made that
Let
a
me-
thing.
Get Smart was my favorite
The shoe
TV
phone.
show when I was a kid. I loved the shoe phone.
Spy Kids.
Motherfucker, Spy Kids 2.
What was it called?
Spy Kids 2.
No, no.
It didn't have a subtitle.
It had a subtitle.
No, it didn't.
That's all
Spy Kids 3 has it.
No, D.
Yeah,
Spy Kids 3
that doesn't count. No. Shark Boy and Lava Girl. That was the... No, it wasn't. Not
That
sure.
was a
That was
spy
a
movie.
But it was by Rodriguez.
That was a cool one. Yeah.
Alan Quartermain. Does that count, or are we going only movies?
Yeah, spy movies. Spy movies.
Well,
Something you would
League.
designate as
League
a spy
of
movie.
Extraordinary Gentlemen.
That
That's
wasn't
not
a
a spy
spy
movie.
movie.
It's-
No.
They're all spies.
No.
No, they're not.
No, they weren't.
In fact, almost
Some of
none of
them
them
were.
were
Alan
spies.
Some of them
Quartermain.
were.
Alan Quartermain, and then the who was the kid they threw in there and they made up for nothing?
Tom Sawyer.
Tom
yeah.
Sawyer. Yeah, right. He was never. That,
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Mm-hmm.
So bad.
Well, they all became spies.
Fucking, yeah, I guess you do run out of spy movies kind of quick.
You do-
Nelly seems to hit a
I'm
wall.
done. I've hit the wall.
What about
DK,
you?
you got
Mission
anything?
Impossible.
You think of any-
Oh, Mission
the
Impossible.
Mission Impossibles.
They
yeah.
were good.
Fucking
Born
Born
Identity.
Identity. That's what I was.
the
gonna
Bourne
use.
movies in general. Yeah.
No, that's not spy.
The
that's
Tuxedo.
Like police.
The
Tuxedo,
Tuxedo. Did you
Jackie
just look
Chan.
at my movie
Because
collection?
I was trying to think of the name of it. I couldn't. It was in
Oh,
my head.
Naked Gun. Leslie Nielsen.
That's
Yeah.
a cop movie.
Come on, it was.
That is not a spy movie. That's
By the time we got to the third one,
there is
Pink
nothing
Panther?
covert about anything in there.
Yeah, all right, fair.
Although there are plenty of Jackie Chan movies that are spy movies.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Fucking Rush Hour.
Did you ever see the Pablo Francisco thing of him?
Mhm.
He's the nicest guy in every movie.
Yeah, he doesn't. He
Everyone
never
wants
wants
to
any
mess
trouble.
with him.
Never wants any trouble. I don't want any trouble. I don't want any trouble.
Hey, you! What are you doing? I ate the banana. Get him!
Oh, that is. You know they're doing a Rush Hour TV show.
Are they?
Yeah.
Stupid.
At least
With them?
no, they're putting it in a production.
They're doing another TV show too.
Yo,
I've
you know,
seen,
Beverly Hills Cop was supposed to be a TV show.
oh, they're doing a
What?
Rocky Horror.
Oh my
picture
God!
show,
That's gonna be
You
cool.
threw that up on our
show.
face. No.
No, are you
Fox is doing it.
Fox
Is doing
If they're
it.
gonna destroy
Yeah,
it.
there you
They'll
go.
mangle it to death.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's
They're gonna
turn
try
into-
to twist it into some kind of Christian dominated
They're gonna
situation.
try and make it an alternative Glee.
Yeah.
That's what it's gonna be. And it's just like, no.
Oh, I feel really sad
Well,
now
wait,
that you pointed
who's-
that out.
Who's writing the songs, though?
No, they have all they said. I think all the article said was that Fox was putting it in the pre-production. It was going to be a Rocky Horror Picture TV show.
Because if it's that dude, I'll have faith
What's
in
dude?
it.
The
Like,
Glee dude?
the dude who wrote Rocky Horror and played Riff Raff.
Oh
and
yeah,
shit.
Riff Raff.
And he also wrote. You
Yeah.
ever see the sequel to Rocky Horror?
No.
Shock Treatment.
No, I've never seen
She
that.
make you miss shock treat.
Yeah, it was fucking great. Like the songs in it were awesome, and he's a
You're-
fucking good writer.
All right, I'll give you that, but I don't know. I still, as soon as you said an
Under
alternative to
Fox's
Glee,
thumb,
yeah, under Fox seems to just cut shit off at the balls and does whatever they want.
But I feel like Riff Raff would be clever enough to make the songs interesting with that in mind,
if-
if he is writing them.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a long ways from now.
Just gonna call
Probably.
him Riff Raff because I forget
Riff Raff,
his real
yeah,
name.
no, right.
Yeah.
You know what else they're doing now, and it's kind of annoying. The live action,
Role playing.
LARPing.
Knights of Badass, and we just watched it. Listen, I really thought that movie was going to end on the fact that they were just all high as fuck. Like, I was 100% sure that's how it's going to end. I usually call shit. Like, I'm usually pretty good at calling how shit's going to end. I swore it was going to end that way.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Have we talked about how much VHS 3 sucked yet?
I don't think we did.
I mean,
it
if we
sucked.
did, we're sorry, but I mean, it's just always in my head.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, we
scarred
haven't had that
me.
conversation.
It's been bothering with me.
The
It's
first two were
The
just so
only
great.
thing that kind of held true to how VHS actually, like the VHS format, the found footage format, was the skateboarding one, which was kind of awful.
What was it? The second one?
It was the best of the worst
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
like-
if you have to choose the lesser of, what, 4 evils?
And
was
to
it?
me, it was the dumbest story.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it was the weakest story
Yeah.
of all of them, but
But
it was just the
found
most
footage,
interesting.
Straight up, like
Yeah.
cam shots.
Yeah.
Because they all had cams on their...
There was
Yeah.
one of them that
GoPros.
had cuts in it and shit, and it's like, this is not found footage. There were
Yeah.
different camera
Yeah.
angles
Uh-huh.
and like,
Like you saw in one shot, I think you saw
The cape one.
a picture, like a shot
The
of
magician?
them holding a camera,
Really?
like taping. Like,
yeah. And it was like they're doing a documentary, and it's just like, why would these guys? Because that's what it was. That's why they had multiple camera angles. Because the story was they're doing a documentary of this magician,
Right.
who has this magic cape, but the cape like eats people. He has to feed it people, and he's doing legitimate magic, like making people disappear and reappear over there, so no one can figure out his shit. But they're doing a documentary on him, and he's like telling all. And like this, they have this big climactic scene where like they're fighting over the cape and shit, and it's giving them flying powers and shit. But the documentary guys are all just standing there filming, and it's like they'd be the fuck out of that.
Yeah,
Like I don't
yeah.
care how good of a documentary you got. You see a cape eat a dude, and you're done. Like
yeah.
and like it totally broke it for me. It took me right the fuck out of it, you know.
I hate that, man.
And especially even if it was just one camera, it would have been a little more like believable. I can't believe like 4 dudes were standing there with cameras at different angles,
Yeah.
being like, "Oh no, get low. We want to get an upward shot of this one." You know.
I just can't believe how much it sucked. I was pissed
Yeah.
at how much it sucked because I was really looking forward to it. And I
You know, when
watched it
something's
from the-
really bad, it takes you out of it quick.
Yeah.
That's what makes it bad for me. Is like the second that I get dropped out of the story, like
Yeah.
brought out of it,
Done.
I'm just like, you don't have me back for like you have to do some work to get me back in. You know.
You know what? You know what had me right? I think it was the first scene of the Triple X movie with Vin Diesel, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
They're a James Bond-esque character is dressed up in his suit, right? And it looks like he's getting chased by somebody, and he goes into this club and immediately stands out in this fucking mosh pit. Fucking everybody's thrashing all over the place, and he gets killed, and they just put him up and they ride him. As soon as they did that, I'm like, oh my god, they just killed James Bond. This movie's got me. Like it just kind of like hooked me, and that was the end of
That's
it.
funny.
It was really good.
I mean,
Right now, we live in that grounded everything's got to be grounded mentality.
Yeah.
Fun is too scary to do.
You know how like people say you fall in love with someone within like the first, what is it, a couple minutes of
Yeah.
meeting someone?
Mhm.
It's just I feel the same way about movies. Like I pretty
Yep.
much decide whether I'm gonna like it or not pretty early on. It has to leave a good impression right off the bat.
For me, for the most part, it's TV shows too.
Yeah, you have to have a decent. Oh, I don't know, because some shows pan out. Like
Sometimes I want to give a show. I want to give the show the just a little bit to flesh out. But if you don't really get me, like, and I want to see the next episode by
Yeah.
like the second or the third, forget it.
It's more about like if you can see the potential,
Breaking news, kind of.
Oh yeah.
New Power Rangers movie is found its director.
Really?
Rap is reporting that Saban Brands has found the director they want to make. They want to make the new Power Rangers film. Dean Israelite, who directed the Project Almanac, and
Found footage.
Yeah, they
Oh
say.
shit.
Yeah, he's in negotiations to be with
Negotiations.
Lionsgate and Saban. Negotiations.
I can't believe they're seriously doing this Power Rangers.
I'm
movie.
so glad.
Do it.
Well, are they making the adult one or are they just making another Power
No.
Rangers movie?
They're making a Power Rangers movie.
It's a reboot.
It's
it's
just
a
a serious one,
It's
not so much adult. But
It's not what we. It's not the Power/Rangers bootleg universe that we saw.
Oh my
Right.
Not
God.
even close to
it's
that.
not
Jizz
going to
in
be
my
hardcore.
It's going to be the Saban rebooted, quote unquote, adult.
Yeah.
But Lionsgate's going to do it too. A lot of good shit comes out of Lionsgate.
Saban's got such a tight grip on that
And Saban is
property.
such a bunch of fucking dickwads.
Yeah,
They
man.
really are.
There's such a bunch of stuffed up.
They got Jason David Frank by the fucking
It
nuts.
doesn't have cyber robot samurais. in
I don't know.
space.
They look. I fall every once in a while. I fall back into maybe trying to watch a little bit and
Nah,
see what's going on.
You can't with the new Power
And
Rangers stuff.
talk about out of like control ridiculousness.
Yeah.
Some of, like, and you know what? They're walking around with these morphers that are like halfway up their fucking arm.
Like, that's not fucking noticeable.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
You're not gonna walk by a bunch of people got this shit
Do
on
they
their
all
arm.
still wear the same color every single day?
Every day, dude.
And that's
Like,
what I
a bunch
hated
of
about
people
that
walk
show.
by me like that.
Like,
I'd be
I
you guys
never-
are Power Rangers.
Yeah.
I was never
playing-
into the Power Rangers, and like I think that's why. Like I just hated the fact that like,
Oh,
dude,
I love them.
you're the Blue Ranger. You don't have to wear a fucking blue shirt. Like,
Yeah,
you're,
in fact,
you're
it's
trying to
making it
keep
obvious.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to keep your identity secret, and yet you're letting everybody fucking know that you're the five jerk offs wearing the
Especially
same
when they all
fucking
hang
colors
out
every
together
goddamn day.
in those colors.
Exactly in the same fucking place.
In the
Five of
school.
them.
Like,
Yeah.
Two of them are female.
Although the communicators were fucking cool as shit. Yeah, and then they were little watches. Oh, they were so cool.
Yeah.
No, look, what was coolest about the Power Rangers, I think what every little kid, like, made their tiny genital switch was the fucking Zords, man. It was
Yeah,
all about
that's
the Zords.
definitely what it's the
Yeah,
biggest.
it definitely
part of
wasn't their actual faces when they were morphing.
I kind of
Tyrannosaurus.
Remember the fucking Billy kid? Like he looks so scared.
the weapons were cool though. I dug that.
The original
You
weapons
could
were
tell
cool
they
as
were
shit.
fucking Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? Then they put them
But you
But you
together.
know what made it cool is the fact that the ones at Toys R Us looked exactly like the ones they used.
That's true. And
Yeah.
the fucking mega weapon that you
Oh,
could
it
actually
was
make if
sweet.
you had all the
Yeah.
toys. Like the big gun.
Oh, that was so.
Oh,
I never had
yeah.
all the toys. That was so.
You know, I
cool,
had the
though.
little fucking flip heads. The ones
That's
with
I
the
had
flip
all of
heads.
them. They
Yes,
were cool.
I had
And
them.
I had the little mini
I just liked
swords.
them though. Like I still didn't really like the Power Rangers. I just like the fact that you can just.
Flip their heads. I had the Ninja Turtle ones too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, don't
I
get
rem-
started on Ninja Turtles. I'm so pissed at their new shit. That shit's
What?
stupid.
What are we talking
They're
about?
fucking the new Ninja Turtle shit, the Nickelodeon crap.
That.
the
I thought
like
you were talking about the
3D
movie.
one.
Dude, oh my god. First off, when the fuck did Nickelodeon have the nerve to fucking to buy the Ninja Turtles? And who
Wait, the
fucking
show?
sold it to them?
Yeah, they have
I
a
thought
cartoon.
that
No, Nickelodeon. Fox originally had the Turtles.
Oh yeah, because it was on that little.
Yeah, but you know what? No,
blast.
the thing what it is,
Morning blast
everybody
in the face.
owns like it's like there's two major companies anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I
like
mean?
all the stations.
A majority of the stations all fall
Fox
under the same
and
banner.
Comcast.
Like fuck Comcast, fucking
Comcast.
Comcast, fuck
Comcast.
Comcast. But
Oh my god, me and Mara we were somewhere one day and we seen a Comcast van and we were talking about how hilarious it would be to just go with like a whiteout pen and fix all the O's on the Comcast van to just be used.
It's just Comcast. I told her, I was just like, why hasn't anyone thought of this? I was like, so all you have to do is just block off the top part.
They wouldn't
just get a bunch of
notice.
black and white stickers and just put it over every single one. Like, it's just Comcast, all over the fucking thing. And I told her the best part about that, I was like, it'll probably go a day or two without
Yeah,
anyone
like-
noticing. Like, at least, like, it'd be
Comcast
so
is the
fucking
devil.
funny. Yeah, they're assles.
Yeah, we all hate Comcast.
They
We're
are
all just
terrible.
dealing with them until we can get FiOS.
It's
You know
true.
what though? The problem with FiOS is they don't have the same amount of content on their television. I will swear by their fucking internet to the day I die. When I had FiOS's internet, I never buffered. I never had to fucking wait for anything. Everything was instant.
Let's do an experiment. Let's get fucking Comcast or FiOS internet with Comcast cable and see how much it costs to get like just your optimal cable experience for yourself and your optimal internet experience
You know what, though?
for yourself.
One thing about Verizon, they are not cheap. I was probably paying $75 for their top speed FiOS cable. Like that
They're
was
so much
fucking
better,
expensive.
though.
No, they are, but then on top of it,
No, see,
It's
to
like
want to pay for
swear by
cable.
Verizon because I had them when I was at my mom's house. Them and I had DirecTV, and I fucking loved DirecTV, man. That shit was awesome.
Really?
Fuck Comcast. I
know
never
what, though?
liked
I like-
Comcast. I got forced into getting it because my apartment doesn't allow satellite. So it's like, what else can you fucking
Yeah, you're
get?
fucked,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And even in Ben Salem, FiOS hasn't even come into some parts of Philly.
So, Mare, we want to play that game that you made for us.
That game I made for you guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Spy stuff.
Spy stuff.
Tell us about it.
All right, so the way it's going to work is they're all multiple choice questions. So calm your shit down.
Whoa.
Don't yell at us.
Sir.
did we decide 0.5?
Yeah, we'll do the 0.5 system.
Tell
Okay.
us about it.
So the way it works is I'm going to give you
What's the name?
Huh?
What's the name?
Mare's
I don't know.
Spy
We never came
Game.
up with one. Mare's Spy Game.
Not a very fun name.
Look, it's in pre-production.
It's a working
This is the
title.
beta.
This is a very tiny Skittle.
Agreed. It's actually mostly coating and not really any filling, I think.
No.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna eat it.
Fair enough. So the way it's going to work is
Like a
I'm going to
nerd.
give you a piece of spy or espionage terminology, and then I'm
Update.
going to give you 3 options as to what
That
it means.
Skittle was not good.
Yeah, I didn't think it was. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I mean, it's not my fault.
It's
but
not your fault. You told them.
I'm sorry you had to feel
I was just updating the people in case they ever get a small
Fair
Skittle.
enough.
Don't
All right,
eat it.
so who wants to start it off? I don't care.
I'll start.
Yeah, tell
Yeah, I'll
So now I'll
start.
start. All right.
All right, my
Sounds
bad.
fun.
You want to start?
All right, so the way it'll work, if you get it right, you get a point. If you don't, goes to the next person in line, and they get a chance for a 0.5 if they get it right.
All right.
All right. Now, considering these are all 3 answers apiece, they have a pretty good chance. But
Yeah.
if
You
everyone
wrote
has
these
a pretty
down.
good chance, we're good. Yeah. All right. So, Tonelli,
Yes.
shoe is the term. Is shoe an allowance for a particular mission? Is it a fake passport? Or is it a nickname for a suspect? Shoe.
Can you tell us if it's from something specific?
Spy stuff.
It's just spy terminology.
Yeah.
I'll go with D.
Give me the options again. It's
An allowance for a particular mission,
No,
a fake passport,
definitely not.
a nickname for a suspect.
That's just stupid.
They're all wrong.
Here's the question. What's
None
the
of the
next
above.
answer?
the first one.
An allowance for a particular mission?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Honey.
Suspect.
Nope. It's a fake passport.
Really?
Uh-huh.
All right. Nobody gets anything.
All right. So, honey, your turn.
You're a liar.
I'm waiting for you to tell. I'm waiting for you to tell me like a communications device, and I'm like, that one.
Swim is the term. Does swim mean a mistake on a mission to a different country, or is it a generic term for traveling?
Can you use it in a sentence?
Swim.
Period.
Like, it's a swim, or we're going on a swim?
I can't do
or-
that because that would delineate one from another.
Yes. Swim either
All right.
means this,
Because
this,
some
or
of these
this.
are verbs and some of these are nouns.
Read the.
The options.
Yeah. Please.
Is swim a mistake on a mission? Is a swim a mission to a different country? Or is swim a generic term for traveling?
Yeah.
B.
Oh.
A mission to a different country?
Yeah.
No. DK. Swim. Is it a mistake on a mission?
B.
Or
DK, B.
no. Or is it a generic term for traveling?
Give me 1 second. I need to borrow one of these.
All right.
No, DK, no!
Say C.
To travel?
Yeah.
That is correct. Swim is a generic term for traveling.
Now, are these movie spy jinx?
No.
No, they're legitimate, right?
Legitimate. Yeah.
Okay.
Another spy movie, Austin Powers.
Or maybe
Ooh,
they
good
just
one.
wanted that internet site wanted you to think that.
Who throws that shit?
Who throws this shit? All right. DK.
That's my name.
Walk-in. Is walk-in someone who volunteers to
Closet.
offer services as an agent? Is walk-in when a civilian interrupts an important mission? Or is walk-in a new mission that spawns from an existing mission?
What was the first one?
That is someone who volunteers to offer services as an agent.
And what was the term?
Walk-in.
What was the 10th one?
Christopher? No.
Christopher Walk-in Closet.
Walk-in hair appointments.
Risky business here, but I'm going to say B.
When a civilian interrupts a mission. No.
A.
Yes.
Yes!
Oh, shit,
Someone who
no.
volunteers to offer services as an agent is a
And
walk-in.
Nellie's
Now I
on
know,
the board.
now I know who to have to look out for.
Yeah, that's fucking right,
Yeah, you
baby.
tied up with half a point.
Yeah.
All right, so Tonelli.
Yes,
beard
sir.
for beard? Let's do it.
Damn right. I just shaved mine.
Unfair.
Not cool.
Wet work.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I feel like you know this
I
already.
know this one. Go ahead.
Is wet work a mission involved... I can't even read my own handwriting.
Clearly not the answer.
Oh.
Man's handwriting.
Yeah.
Is wet work a mission involving posing as medical personnel? Is it a mission involving being on a boat?
No.
Or is it
Yes.
a mission involving an assassination?
That one.
Okay. You got it.
I knew that one
Why are you
right
getting the easy
off the
ones?
fucking bat.
I let you guys pick who starts. I'm reading them in order.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
I even offered to let you go first.
Honey. Floating box.
Yeah.
That's what's happening
Give
to
me
her
Kelly's
right now.
easy ones.
Is floating box a TARDIS? No.
The glass elevator.
The
Is
thing we
floating
now
box
call your period.
a surveillance device
Ragging.
when surveillance
What is
follows
this?
someone from all angles, or a nickname for agents who specialize in surveillance?
One more time.
Yeah, I know, because you weren't listening.
No, she
I was
wasn't.
making
She was
a joke
talking.
about my vagina.
Yeah, the creature.
For the record, only get two. A surveillance device when surveillance follows someone from all angles, or a nickname for an agent who specifies in surveillance. A floating box.
Purple.
My vagina right now.
Whispering eye.
17.
All
All right, McLaughlin, calm down.
It's more like a black eye.
Well, the first one.
Oh, what are you fucking?
surveillance,
Don't worry
Period.
about it.
Surveillance device. B.
When surveillance follows someone from all angles?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
That is correct.
That point.
Yo, I'm still in the lead.
No, you're not.
It's
Yeah,
called a
yes.
floating box
So,
operation.
I got a
point.
1.5.
When you get the first one right?
The 0.5 I got from
No, the
you.
one.
The one was the wet work one I just got.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I forgot about that one. You cheated.
Yeah, I'm a cheater.
All right.
Got it before me.
You just got that one.
Yes,
right? That
it's
was your
DK's
question.
turn.
DK. Joe.
I don't know.
Yeah. You're about to.
There's a joke at work.
So is Joe
Coffee?
a deep cover agent, a nickname for a civilian, or a nickname for a team leader? Joe.
What was the first one?
A deep cover agent.
C.
A nickname for a team leader. No.
A.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I was right. You were all like, "Oh, why are you telling Tonelli he's going to be better than us?" I don't know, but I knew it. Like, I just felt it. I was like, I know he's going to do good at it for some reason.
Cementing his lead right now.
All right.
Where am I at? 2.
You're double my score, which is double DK's.
2.
All right. So this
the math
is
now,
Tonelli's
people.
question now, too.
Yes, it is.
So a chance for another full point.
Motherfucker.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
Excuse me. Music box. Is Music Box a radio transmitter? Is Music Box a mission using a woman as bait? Or is Music Box a covert agency building specializing in audio?
Fuck.
That's not one of the answers.
Yeah, sorry.
What was, what was the first one again?
A radio transmitter, a mission using a woman as bait, and a covert agency building specializing in audio.
A.
That is correct. It is a radio transmitter.
I'm flexing. My hands hurt. Fuck, my hands hurt.
Well,
Alright.
stop trying to catch signs.
Yo, I caught it though, didn't I?
Yeah.
I don't know
40
if you
feet
did.
long,
You
10
should just
feet
be
tall.
telling us you caught it.
Yo, my
Sign
hands
gets bigger
hurt.
every time you tell it.
Fuck you
It was like
guys.
12 feet long last time.
No, it
The
was.
size of a football
It was
field, if I
40.
say.
It was a piece of paper someone taped on a door at one point.
I caught it though. You ever try catching floating paper? It's like impossible. Ow.
All right, honey,
Yes.
your question.
Sure.
Funny papers. Are funny papers fake money? I can't read this. Oh, a section of intelligence organizations specializing in forging documents, or disinformation released in the news. Funny papers.
Let me hear 'em one more time.
Fake money, a section of an intelligence organization specializing in forging documents, or disinformation released to the news.
Disinformation?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be misinformation?
No, it wouldn't. What's your answer?
What's your answer, woman?
I feel like fake money's too on the nose.
Well, I feel like I need an answer.
B.
A section of an intelligence organization specializing in forging documents? Yes.
All right.
Where you at?
2,
Where am I at?
3.
That's right.
Go, bitch.
You ain't close enough.
Look, you made your living on .5s, not me.
No. That was Mar last week.
I was just skimming off of Tonelli's losses. All right. So now it's DK's question.
Yes, sir.
Nightcrawler. Is
Prostitute.
Nightcrawler a double agent,
Kurt Wagner.
Kurt
a night
Wagner.
mission,
Whatever.
or a person who scouts for recruits? Nightcrawler.
See?
Person who scouts for recruits.
Karoots, rocket,
A
Karoots.
person who scouts for Groots. That's correct. Point for
DK.
DK.
1.5.
This is a good game. Tonelli.
Yes, sir.
Floater.
I got a couple of them.
Yeah, maybe both.
Is it one
I
of
don't know,
those
they didn't
weird
even
things
see.
you sometimes see in your eye? No. All right. Is it?
No, those are the angels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is floater a dead body? Is floater a person used for intel sporadically? Or is it an agent that works for 2 or more agencies? Floater.
B.
A nightmare? Oh, wait, that was the previous one. No. A person used for intel sporadically?
Yes.
That is correct.
Yes!
What the fuck?
Another point for Tonelli.
I don't
Oh,
appreciate this shit.
more flexing. Ow, my knee. Fuck you. You quote unquote said to me, you had her dread your hair so that this wouldn't happen.
Exactly, and that hasn't happened yet.
There you go. I mean, you can't argue with results. All right, honey.
That's my question.
Oh, wait, is it?
No, it's not. It's
No.
our
You
question.
cheater.
I
Everyone's been nailing them
Yeah.
so far. I kind of like it. It's not a game of getting them right anymore. It's a game of not getting them wrong.
Yeah.
You know? All right, honey, naked. Is naked a spy without cover? Or without a cover, I'm sorry. Is naked a spy without backup? Or is naked a spy who lost their equipment? Spy without a cover A spy without backup, or a spy who lost their equipment?
You mean a cover, like something to hide behind?
No, like a name,
A cover, not cover.
like an alias,
Oh.
like a backstory.
Naked.
Like he worked at a donut shop
Like, stop looking at me like that.
and he sold
Oh, well,
bear
well,
claws.
Looking at the answer list posted behind you. Shit. I feel like doing that for one game, just posting.
Oh shit!
Oh no!
He just
Attack!
Fuck you too, bitch.
Did he get you good?
jumped on you?
I don't know. I'll know in a couple minutes
Yeah.
probably.
All right.
Fuck.
Punch him.
No.
No, he deserves that for another week using me as cover.
Our cat's insane. What are you picking though?
He's still staring at you, too.
know.
I'm gonna say B.
B. A spy without backup. No. DK.
See?
Nope.
No, it's
a
A.
spy without
Yeah.
a cover.
Wow.
Well, you don't get that point.
No, I don't.
Can I get a point?
But I know
2.5?
it. Yeah, let me get a .25 over here.
He's like,
This game would get retarded.
Madness.
yeah, if you don't get him, he's gonna like attack his face. Dude, he's just staring
No,
at
you're
him.
good. Leave him. He's fine. That's fine. You ain't gonna do nothing. It's fine.
He's gonna
Yeah, he
fuck
is.
you
He
up.
might.
Do you
That's
not
alright.
see him just like eyeballing him right now? Just like, what's the best angle to get
Where's the most flesh?
Everywhere.
that bald spot?
Yeah. Leave my shit alone,
This is
dude.
what he's staring at.
The term's Birdwatcher.
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 I'm sorry, me and my female friends already made this a thing, and
I thought that was Snelly's nickname.
looking for the outline of dicks. of
Yo,
dudes
fuck
that
you,
are
by the way,
wearing
for putting that
basketball
video on fucking my timeline.
What'd you
There's
put up
this
there?
really lanky.
He's like 7 foot
Stop
tall
it.
and
No,
weighs like 100
I'm gonna
pounds.
no. He's really lanky. He has nothing to him, and like I don't know why it started playing. Maybe I clicked on it, but either way, he starts walking towards you, right? And it looks like he's got underwear on, and then he starts waving, and it's the longest limp dick I've ever seen in my life, just flapping in the breeze, dude.
Elephant's face.
Yeah.
Where the trunk is where the cock goes.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
Alright,
funny.
so you
there was
tuck it
so
in
much
there.
dick; it was everywhere,
And it was
man.
flopping. He was dancing. It was a thong too.
That's too funny.
It was gross as fuck.
What was he dancing to?
I don't
forget what it
know.
was.
All right. So.
Oh, bananas.
So which one is Birdwatcher?
You didn't give me the answers.
Well played. That's right, because someone derailed it.
Sorry.
Fucking talking about dicks again.
Yeah.
Christ, Nelly. Birdwatcher. Is it a spy from Japan, a spy from UK, or a spy from Russia? Japan, UK, or Russia? Birdwatcher. Birdwatcher.
Tinelli.
China.
Tinelli, where are you from?
Russia?
Japan.
No.
Right.
No.
Really?
It is the UK.
Really?
They knew it wasn't Japan because they're not much of spies. They just dropped 50 of them.
No, I was just
Planes
thinking
on to
like.
people.
I was thinking-
What do you call ninjas? They're Japan spies.
So, Tinelli.
Yes.
Black bag. Is it a dangerous target, a package drop-off mission, or breaking in to install surveillance?
Or a package that goes in Tinelli's mouth.
Black bag.
No black bags. Maybe a white bag that
Oh,
goes
black.
in the kitchen.
What?
I don't know.
A grocery
Like
bag?
red drawstrings. Give me the first two again.
The first two again. A dangerous target or a package drop-off mission?
Package drop-off mission.
No. Honey, is black bag a dangerous target or breaking in to install surveillance?
See.
Yep. Breaking in to install surveillance.
Suck it. You probably did already.
She
Nothing.
said things.
Words, motherfucker.
All right. Honey,
Adjectives.
She said you
Sorry.
like things in your mouth.
Pronouns.
yours is cobbler.
Gotcha.
Is a cobbler
Lovely dessert.
a driving specialist, a person who plans missions, or a person who forges passports? Cobbler.
Read the first two again.
Flash.
Driving
Oh.
specialist and someone who plans missions.
Yes.
C.
Forges passports. That is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Where are you at now? 3.5?
3.5.
Where am I at?
4.
Oh, shit.
I'm alright.
Oh.
We got what? One more round left to go?
After DK's question, yeah, there's one more round. DK Dangle.
Lieutenant Dangle.
Yeah, right. Is it a lieutenant from Reno? Dangle. Is it a human bait to attract a target? Is it a spy posing as an informant? Or is it a target that's aware they're being followed? A dangle.
Yeah, DK.
What was the first two? I have no chance.
I love how every single one of you is just like, what were the first two? It's like, because as soon as a new one gets in your head, the other one goes away.
Yeah.
It's like Kelly Bundy. How she learned it from.
The first two are human bait used to attract a target, or a spy posing as an informant.
B.
Spy posing as an informant. That's correct.
All right, DK.
Keeping that 0.5 away from Tonelli. Tonelli.
Yes, sir.
Dry clean. Is dry cleaning
No.
to evade surveillance,
No.
to eliminate evidence, or to kill an enemy agent?
It's not sexy.
B.
To eliminate evidence?
Yes.
No.
Damn it.
Honey, dry clean. Is it to evade surveillance? Yes.
Fuck you. Not that bloody fucking thing.
Are you tied now?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you got a 0.5, not a whole point. You just gave yourself a whole fucking point.
Yes, I know.
I watched
got
you do
tied,
it, and
right?
I'm like, no, fuck you.
All right, honey.
Yes.
To get ahead, this is your last chance. You got to get this one right. Squeak.
Beginning of the Manson video.
Center. Is Center the headquarters of Japanese intelligence, Russian intelligence, or U.S. intelligence? Center.
Hold on real quick. Where's my phone?
Yeah, fuck you.
One more time. Japanese, Russian, or...
Chinese.
US.
France. Germany.
Other countries.
Is center, like, it's like called center?
It's called Center.
Is it like C.E.
No. It's not an acronym.
Is it centaur? Are you sure you're not saying it wrong?
Center is in the middle of something.
There's not a T-A-U-R in the middle. What the fuck? Come on.
U.S.
No. DK.
Russia.
Yes, sir.
Give the man a 0.5.
But now it's a tiebreaker around.
No. Now
Oh,
it's
DK's out
DK's turn. All right.
Yeah, this could give me the win.
Maybe.
DK.
Yep.
Don't
be
answer
the
correctly.
motherfucker.
Wait, what's DK got?
3.
What do we have?
4 each.
It could tie up right now.
You gotta do it, dude. All right.
Give me a wink.
It's this one.
You got it. All right.
I'm watching him now.
Yeah, me too.
Amman. So is Amman Iraqi's military Iraqis. Is Amman Iraq's military intelligence, India's military intelligence, or Israel's military intelligence? Amman.
Iraq
India
and
Israel.
is it Israel?
Yes, sir, it's Israel.
Motherfucker!
I totally have a tiebreaker ready
For all three of us?
For all three.
How are we doing this?
So there is something called the Five Eyes Spy Alliance.
Okay.
The Five Eyes are 5 different countries. On a piece of paper,
Fuck.
I want you each to write down 5 countries you think are in here, and whoever has the most correct wins.
Like 5 eyes, like the letter I?
EYES. 5 Eyes Intelligence. Yeah, just we don't need any
Wait.
fancy here.
Okay, wait, because I was thinking 5 eyes, like
Nope.
the letter I.
Yeah.
Nope. Okay, so you've all turned in your papers.
And now I'm going to read the results.
We have some interesting
DK,
results.
You are not the 5.
So let's start with the ones none of you put down,
Okay.
which is 3. I'm sorry. No. It's 2 out of the 5 none of you put down.
Okay.
Which are Australia and New
I
Zealand.
didn't think Australia was a country.
It's a
Please
country
don't
and a
count.
continent.
Don't
Yeah.
count
I didn't think
that.
it was.
Nothing.
Shit.
They're
Australia
I wanted to
and New
put it.
Zealand.
Nobody
Yeah.
knows who they are.
So the ones.
Apparently the I organization does.
So the one you all got right.
Yeah.
USA.
US, yeah.
You all got that one.
Right.
DK, that's the only one you got right. The other ones he put down were Germany, Russia, China, and Japan.
Wait,
all
what?
countries were enemies. Or at the
Like I
very least,
said-
not enemies, but just kind of on the fence with.
Yeah,
you
well, like
know?
I said, I wasn't thinking we were all teammates. I was
Yeah.
just throwing fucking countries.
I
out
got
there.
you. The one you both got right next was the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
And that's the only two you got correct, huh?
Yes!
The other ones you put were Russia, France, and China.
Yes!
Again, we're not friends with China,
I
really.
said I wasn't sure about it.
Or France.
And Tonelli, the two you got wrong
They
were
backed us.
France and Italy.
Yeah, the Italy was
The
a
one
shot
you
in the
did
dark.
get right, that got you the win,
Canada.
is Canada.
Yeah.
Better.
The Five Eyes Alliance is the U.S., Canada, UK, Australia, and New Zealand.
Thank you.
So Tonelli
thank
wins.
you. Thank
So it's
you.
basically U.S.
Thank
and
you.
its bitches.
Fucking
Yeah.
right. But you know what? Tonelli wins.
with.
Yeah.
We can bomb to death.
I just want to point out that Tonelli won this one.
Yes, you
Okay.
did.
So why isn't Japan on there?
Because they learned their lesson.
We bonded. Half of them are mutated.
Oh, that's fucking
So I'll
great.
get you your prize. But.
And now it is time for WTF of the week. A tiny tidbit of news we found on social media that made us go, what the fuck? I brought this week's My Mouth.
This one was ridiculous.
Totally a brain buster. So apparently, the world's first volunteer head transplant patient,
Nice.
scheduled to, I believe, later on in the year, receive a head transplant. This man's name is Valery Spiridonov. He is
Valerie?
from
Valera.
Flair. Okay.
Larry.
Valerie.
But he's got some kind of something or other, right?
Yeah,
Disease.
he's the 30-year-old computer scientist. He has a disease. It's called Werdning-Hoffmann disorder. It's basically like a dystrophy disorder. It like wastes
Right.
your muscles down. Apparently, most people that suffer from this don't live longer than 20 years. So he's been just trying his hardest to figure out ways to prolong his life. So he came across a famous Italian surgeon by the name of Sergio Canavero,
Kind of bad.
Yeah.
who
She's
has
so authentic last name, but then she said Sergio.
Sergio. Apparently, this man has come up with an $11 million, 36-hour-long procedure called Heaven.
Yeah, because that's where
Is
you
that an
end
acronym?
up.
It is an acronym for Head
gonna start with
Anastomosis Venture.
Huh.
Basically,
Wait, where's
what-
the end?
It's VEN.
Venture.
Venture. Yeah. So it's
They're using the convenient
A.
parts of the.
Yeah.
It was a
Very nice.
stretch, basically.
Yeah.
Degos. You know, they're tacky.
Hey.
So apparently, getting your head switched
Alright.
is heaven. But this man, they're going to use an ultra sharp scalpel that's going to cut through his spinal cord. And they're
This
going to
is
use a
insane.
special biological glue that's going to use to heal the spinal cord, which is basically when you sever it, it looks like two handfuls of dry spaghetti.
Right.
Yeah.
And the problem with past attempts at head transplants, there was one in a monkey. There was a doctor in Germany that attempted to do it on dogs, which always failed within the first, like, I think 36 hours, just because the immune system always rejects the head. So what they're going to do is they're going to do a new process that's never been tried before, in which they cool the body temperature down. I think they cool it down to about 50, 60 degrees Fahrenheit,
Right.
which stops the cells from reacting as quickly. It slows the immune virus down.
This is
it takes them
insane.
longer to die, basically.
This is the first step towards head in a jar future.
Oh my God, that's all I'm
Basically,
thinking.
if you could see this guy, he's a shriveled thing. Like, his
Yeah.
body's worse than Stephen
Can you
Hawking.
imagine
So they're
how
putting
different
his
that
head
is?
on a new body.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And
That's
the
insane.
donor is he's nobody. He's completely brain dead, perfect physical condition. So he's
That's
just
like-
waiting to be cut off.
That's crazy. Like, to think that we're gonna be able to do that if it works.
That would be a big thing.
The biggest
Yeah, but you know what? Like,
problem-
I think the biggest. Go ahead. What's the biggest problem?
The biggest problem is connecting the spinal cord back together.
Right.
Connecting the blood vessels and everything. That's a cakewalk, apparently, even though it takes like 20 hours. The spinal cord themselves, they're going to have to dose with immunosuppressants, which again, it
Right.
replaces, it stops the immune system
So it doesn't
from...
reject it.
Yeah, and what they're going to do is put him in a chemically induced coma after the surgery
I would
for
think.
3 to 6 weeks to give his body a chance to do nothing but recuperate, to
Wow.
try to not reject that
That's like
head
pretty
transplant.
intense.
that's like one step away from like immortality.
Yeah.
Like if you think about it,
Basically.
like it really
Repo.
right
Well, I don't know.
exactly.
When your brain dies, it's dead. That's the thing.
Yeah, but why does the brain die? Because the body fails,
No,
right?
The body dies because the brain.
All right,
fails
well, fair
usually.
enough.
Yeah.
But if we're gonna keep
or a number of
the
reasons, I
heart.
guess. But
no, but if you keep like
Brain
putting
dead patients.
yeah, that's a different
They're
story.
crazy.
If you keep putting yourself on a different body and your brain's still active, but your body's fucking failing on you,
yeah, I
That's-
mean, in this case, it makes perfect sense.
the only thing that I would think would be a problem is like they do heart transplants and then like the heart transplant's good and then like a week or two later the body starts to reject it.
Yeah.
Like what happens all of a sudden like your body starts to reject your head. Like that's an insane thought.
Well, it's like that. If they can do that artificial heart shit, they might be able to actually make an artificial body eventually.
Yeah.
The cyborgs.
Yeah.
The first basely successful attempt was when they tried to do, I believe it was in Spain, it said, they tried to replace 2 monkeys' heads. So they swatched the monkeys' heads and they lived 9 and 10 days. But they only lived that long. They didn't bother to connect the spinal cord because it wouldn't take. They
Shit.
only lived as long as it did because they kept them like on artificial breathing and everything.
That's something else.
Yeah, the immune
That's
system
fucking insane.
rejected the head. So that was my what the fuck, and that is definitely
That was definitely
That is
what the
indeed
fuck.
what the fuck. Well, I mean, I'm not so much what the fuck, but just like, oh shit, this is big. Like,
Yeah.
the majority of scientists out there, medical specialists out there, are like, don't do this. But this dude
No,
in
do
this
it!
wheelchair, is like, I'm doing this. Like,
Yeah.
I have no body. What
Yeah.
else am I gonna do?
I'm
gonna die
I'll
any
be
day
dead.
now.
Yeah, I'll be dead
Like,
soon.
It's worth a shot, and like he obviously, it's just like, look, if it doesn't work, I'm okay with that. He knows the downside to this, and
He's
it's
already-
a very big risk.
He's
And
already
maybe
10
if
years
it-
past its expiration date, essentially.
Maybe
Right,
if
yeah.
it doesn't work, they can just put his head back on his body.
Yeah, no.
So he can at least live.
If I had to wake back up after his surgery, have this massive scar, and still be on that crippled body, fuck you.
Yeah, right.
I mean, what's one more massive scar in a body like that?
Suppose so.
Yeah.
I don't think they.
So
can
is he gonna
reattach it,
like
though.
when he wakes up from his coma? Is his body pretty much gonna be like a child? Because, I mean, like his brain never really functioned him moving and taking steps. And
Oh,
shit.
good point. Yeah,
Yeah,
or at
maybe
the
he
very
had to
least
go
he
through a
hasn't done it in
therapy.
a while. Yeah, he's gonna have fucking years
Oh
of
yeah,
physical
no,
therapy.
they said easily
How do
6
you
years.
how do you judge your age at that point? You know what I mean? Like, are you aged off of the body?
Go mind age.
Like,
Mind age.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about this.
Got
Because
Ted
you,
Danson's face, but a fucking
Yeah,
on top of a 20-year-old.
But like Zac Efron's body, like
I think maybe,
That'd
you
be
know,
so weird.
I mean,
because
that's
they-
just
like
body
they
you
say,
think
you're
of.
only as young as you feel.
Just with
If
Ted
your
Danson.
body is like much younger,
right, like you got a 20-year-old body with a 75-year-old head. Like,
yeah.
that's crazy.
It's kind of interesting though.
It is. It's really interesting.
And now, coming to you live from the act of rappelling down the Empire State Building to catch naked office ladies in illicit acts, it's not DK with another Hudson fact.
Such a great song.
I love that song. All right, this week's Hudson fact comes from me, and this is all. Okay, so Ernie Hudson is currently circling
Already
the role
failing.
for T'Chaka, the father of T'Challa,
Yeah.
Marvel's Black Panther,
Yeah.
in Marvel's 2018 movie Black Panther. He's not going to be in Civil War. They're saying the first time you will ever see him is Black Panther in 2018.
That's gonna be awesome.
But that's pretty interesting because if they even stick close to it, T'Chaka was a Black Panther at one point, just like his
Yeah.
father was,
Yeah.
and his father was before that.
It's
so
a
it'd
it's
be
a it's like the king of the tribe
Yeah.
essentially, but it's won by combat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be great.
Yeah, see, I didn't hear about that.
Put Ernie
That's
Hudson in a
pretty
fucking
awesome.
Marvel movie.
Yeah,
Like,
he's gonna be a fucking superhero.
Yeah,
like, straight
right.
up, yeah, or at least a former one. But
right. I'll take a former one.
Yeah, it's cool with me.
Shit.
Hey, they got that, what's it, consolation money? I don't know. They got
Huh?
leftover residual funds.
There you go. Residual funds. There we go.
We'll just cut out that wrong answer I said. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the conclusion of this week's Nerdcast. Or maybe that's what we want you to think. Let it be a reminder to you all that issue 3 of Mar's blog, Mint in blog, will be released tomorrow, whether you like it or not. You can find you can find and enjoy this article in the blog life section of our website, www.wizardnerdcast.com, while you're waiting for Q to get all your fun toys in order. After this, we're going to be filling in our 0.5 usual 3W, our Who Would Wins. It's going to be, we have a full bowl here of clearly bullshits that we're gonna burn through as many as we can. So this next Who Would Win is gonna be a clearly bullshit. So stay tuned Monday for that. And then following up that final week on the 28th, issue 3 of IDK UDK could very possibly
love
drop,
that title.
so don't miss it. Don't forget to find and follow us if you're not already on Twitter and Instagram at Wizard Nerdcast. As always, this has been Sean Connery.
Mare.
I hope you're scared right now, Tonelli.
I am terrified right now. Tonelli.
For Wizard Nerdcast, where it isn't just a foolish sentiment that the world is not enough, it's a family motto.
Very nice. That was good. I like that. I enjoyed that. He's just laying here. Yeah, like absolutely.